There is no greater priority than national security. It's one of the few things under the Constitution we must do. But the difference is we just shouldn't pile on debt.
So the claim that you did cut defense spending by 30% is false?
False. It's a cut in a proposed increase that somebody else proposed, not me. If you look at the absolute numbers for all of my budgets over a 5-year period, military spending grew in all of the budgets that I proposed.
All right, Mayor Gray, last comment on this.
Well, he's saying he was against it before he was for it. He was against investments in the military before he was for it. Even his colleagues in the Senate have said that he would do more to destroy and compromise America's intelligence network than anyone. Now, there's something else that should be noted here, and it's important to do it now. Senator Paul has already mentioned Hillary Clinton 3 times. Now, that tells you that he's still obsessed about the presidential campaign. He's still thinking about the presidential campaign. He's not thinking about Kentuckians and Kentuckians' needs and challenges and problems. That's what I'm committed to, serving Kentucky. He's not even agreed that he will serve a full term. I made a pledge I would serve a full term, and I'll ask him now, Senator, will you serve a full term in the U.S. Senate if you're elected?
You know, the funny thing about hypocrisy is people come up with these things, and it's like, well, Mayor, are you going to serve a full term as mayor? You're the only one running for 2 offices. In fact, if anybody up here is distracted by running for 2 offices, it's you. I mean, you got an enormous hole in the middle of Lexington. It's been there your entire tenure. You've been there 8 years, and you're talking about something that doesn't exist. And here you are running for 2 offices. Why don't you take a pledge to do your job as mayor? I mean, you got a lot of stuff to do. I mean, you could keep busy for another 8 years working on the hole in downtown.
You did run for president and for the Senate. You made a law. You created a law that was going to allow you to move for the Senate and for the president at the same time.
But a hypocrite would be somebody. A hypocrite would be somebody who criticizes someone while doing the exact same thing.
I actually performed in my job.
Yeah.
I actually have performed in my job. You talk about budgets. I met a budget. I had a deficit. I made 6 years of surpluses out of it. I had a pension reform, a $300 million underfunded pension. I fixed it. I had health insurance, $40 million when we were costing $40 million and we were budgeting $20 million. We were losing $20 million. I fixed it. You have had 134 bills and none of them have passed.
Actually, I've had 490 bills. I'm proud of that. I've introduced more legislation than just about anybody. Shows that I am an active senator. I've had 40 votes on the floor, more than any senator from my class of 2010. And we've been very active. I can tell you in the last 6 months, 3 things that we got passed. We got the expanded doctor role in treating the heroin epidemic passed. We were able to stop, a $1 million tax on all the cities around Lake Cumberland. And we will also get the Census Bureau to actually start counting our soldiers when they're overseas in the census count for Hopkinsville and other cities. So also made 96% of my votes. Many people ran for president and missed half their votes. I made 96% of my votes. So I think, some have said I'm the hardest working senator up there, and I think it's probably true.
You're watching Kentucky Tonight on KET on this Monday evening with